Hi there! So actually today one of you requested on Instagram that I do that kind of a classic glam cat eye, you know, the almost the Kim Kardashian style, but not quite, somewhere along those lines. The one that works for any occasion and it's just flattering on most eye shapes. So that's what I'll be trying to do today. I'll try to make it as beginner friendly as possible just because it's such an universal look that I feel like everyone should know how to do, and I hope this will help. So let's get started. Let's prime the lids first. I'm going to use a little bit of my Stay Naked Concealer by Urban Decay. It's in the shade 40 NN. Wow, why do I never mention this? I'm just going to use my fingers and kind of diffuse it a little bit. Here I have some eyeshadow shields. You can also use Scotch tape. I feel like this is the easiest way to achieve any kind of cat eye or wing liner. I also did a video where I explain wing liner with eyeshadow shields. It's so easy to achieve when you use a shield like that or tape, because obviously it does the same thing. I don't always do this, but I am aware that it's a little bit easier. And today I want to make this tutorial as easy and achievable as possible. Basically, now you want to decide your angle. What angle do I want my eyeshadow to go? I usually place it pretty high up like that. I talked to a friend on Instagram the other night and she showed me how she did her cat eye. And she inspired me to place it a little bit kind of lower because it looks so good on her. But she does have almond eyes, so anyways, we're testing things out. And you want to leave a little bit of space here on the lower lash line just so you can connect the shadow that will go there eventually. So leave like a little millimeter there and then stick your tape. I mean, it's not much lower than I usually go, but it's a progress. We're baby stepping over here. We're almost solely going to use eyeshadows today. I am going to reach for my soft glam palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm going to need a transition first. I'm going to go for the burnt orange shade here. I'm going to use a fluffy brush. This is a Juvia's Place 007. For this step you can go for your contour powder, your bronzer, whatever brown shade that is slightly darker than your skin tone but not too dark. The burnt orange shade for me is kind of on the fence. It's almost too dark, but it kind of works. So I'm going to buff this along my lash line and slowly build my way up. I picked up a little bit more and kind of intensifying the lash line. I want the colors to start dark here and then go lighter as I blend them upwards. And I'm blending it pretty far, close to my temples almost. Let's move on straight to the black shade. I'm going to pick up Noir here, obviously, and I'm going to use an angle brush. This is just a brow brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's the number 12. Any eyeliner brush would work for this, and I'm kind of nervous about this placement of the shield that I did. Basically, you want to keep your eyes open and go over the eye folds and just do a wing liner. It doesn't have to be perfect. The eyeshadow shield will clean it up for us. This is a lot easier to achieve with eyeshadow than liquid liner. Keeping your eyes open is very, very important. As you can see here, I have some folds, not huge ones, but I do have them, and I want to go over them so the liner will look as straight as possible when I have my eyes open. This placement of my eyeshadow looks kind of like that poppy eye trend. And now you can leave it like this if you want, but I want a smoky liner. You know me, I love a smoky liner. I'm going to pick up Citrus Umber here and attempt to blend the black a little bit. The key here is to use small brushes. You don't want to go overboard, blend it too high up. This is a Morphe 149. It's basically a pencil brush. It's very tiny. And I'm going to use it a little bit above the black. And do tiny flicking motions of the brush. And then I'm going to go for a slightly lighter brown and further blend the liner. I'm going to use the shade Rustic in the palette. And a Morphe M507. This has a pointy tip, so it allows me to be precise with the application. And I'm going a little bit above the brown that we previously applied. The secret here is to be patient and to be very careful, very gentle with how you blend the colors. You don't want to press really hard, otherwise you might end up with a muddy looking liner. And then if you need to, you can pick up the fluffy brush and really blend the outer corner. At this point I kind of go back and forth between my brushes and try to perfect the blend. But again, I'm barely touching the skin, I'm being very gentle. That's the secret of blending. I will take a little bit more black on the angled brush and again gently go at the base of my lashes. I kind of want to re-intensify the black, but just at the base and really fading it into the brown shades that we used. And then what I'm going to do is apply it at the base of my lashes in a very thin line all the way to my inner corner, just so it really defines my eye. But I want to keep it very thin so it doesn't make my eyes look rounder. Okay, time to reveal the artwork. I will just wipe whatever fell underneath here and see how clean that is and effortless. I will do a part of my makeup off camera just because I feel like it's getting repetitive, and I will come back for the contour part, I believe, because it's like pretty relevant how you connect this with the rest of the shadows on the face. So I'll come back for that. Okay, I'm back. I did foundation, concealer, powder. Now it's time for the contour. I'm gonna use my new discovery, the NYX Sweet Cheeks Matte blush. It's in the shade So Taupe. They do market it as a blush, but I use it as a contour powder. I like using this small brush, the Real Techniques setting brush actually. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to contour underneath my cheekbone like I usually do. Especially for a neutral look like this, I feel like face shadowing is very important. If you look at the Kim Kardashian makeup, for example, she has those brown tones on her eye, but she also has the bronzy tones on her skin, which are very important. It ties the whole look together. So today, this is the contour powder, but I'm going to use a bronzer as well. What I like to do, especially with a neutral look like this, is take my contour powder and connect the eyeshadow to some sort of a temple contouring here. This will make the look more cohesive. It's going to just, you know, tie the eye makeup with the face makeup. But here underneath my eyeshadow, I like to keep it clean just because this really gives such a lifting effect to the eye. I'm also going to contour my jawline here and drag it a little bit down my neck. Mainly I will shade this part of the neck. Then I'm going to pick up a smaller brush. This is a Real Techniques shading brush, and I will pick up the same contour powder and I will contour my nose with it. But again, another thing that I like to do when it comes to a neutral look is connect the nose contour again to the eyeshadow here. It works even better if you don't have deep set eyes like I do, because for me naturally I have a lot of darkness here, so I usually don't go overboard with this kind of a contour. But if you have any other eye shape, this looks amazing. And then I will also use bronzer because the tones on the eye are so warm and I do want my complexion to be warm as well. So this is my Dior Nude bronzer in the shade 2. Discontinued product, whatever. So I'm just going to stamp this a little bit above the contour to bring back some warmth on my face. And on my forehead again, a little bit below the contour this time. For blush I will choose a warm tone again, and I'm going to go for a coral blush from Makeup Forever. I feel like a coral blush like this looks a little bit better in this kind of a look than a pink blush. I mean, again, depends on your complexion, your undertone. I'm usually placing the blush a little bit above the bronzer, pretty high up, and kind of keeping it on the sides of the face. This is Real Techniques blush brush. And as highlighter, my usual e.l.f. Baked highlighter in Moonlight Pearls. I'm highlighting my cheekbone and kind of the center of the face, my chin, cupid's bow, tip of the nose, and in between my brows, and a little bit above my brows actually. I will set my face with this Hangover 3-in-1 replenishing primer and setting spray. I forgot the inner corner highlighter. I'm just going to take a smaller brush and highlight this portion here, and also a little bit underneath the arch of my brow. Okay, let's do the lower lash line. I'm going to pick my Morphe 507 again and pick Burnt Orange. And I'm going to start from my outer corner, but basically I'm going to dust this all over my lower lash line. Then I'm going to take my pencil brush again and pick up Super Somber. Really dust off the excess because I don't want it falling on my face. And I'm just going to carefully place this only on the outer corner of my lower lash line and create a little bit of a connection with the liner. An extra step that I will take for my eye makeup is do an inner corner liner. This can be tricky somehow. I'm going to use a very precise liner. This is the Epic Ink Liner by NYX. You basically want to start small. Don't do a huge line from the beginning. Just start small and then build it up if you need to. So I love the fact that this has a very precise tip. It allows me to do very small lines. I usually do the liner right in the middle. I imagine that my eye is basically longer, so I follow the natural shape of my eye and do the extension right in the middle. Not on my top lid, not on my bottom lid, just in the middle. As you can see, I started very small and now I'm building it up a little bit because I actually want it to be a little bit more visible. And I think that's it. I don't think I want to make it any bigger than this. I think mine is actually a little bit more on the bottom lid than the top lid. Almost in the middle, but a little bit leaning towards the bottom lid. But another thing that you want to keep in mind is the liner that you use on your inner corner needs to be waterproof so it doesn't bleed. This one from NYX actually is. Okay, let's move on to the lashes. I'm going to curl them and apply a little bit of mascara. You can use false lashes if you want. I usually don't like the process of applying false lashes, so I just skip them. And now I'm going to apply a waterproof mascara. This is a Catrice Pure Volume Waterproof. So it keeps my lashes lifted for longer. And I'll apply a little bit of that on the bottom lashes as well. For the lips, I will again go for a warm color. I will line my lips with my Dying Little Boys and Berries lip pencil in the shade Butter Nude. I'm overlining the center of my lips usually, and then I'm following my natural lip line. On the bottom lip, I usually follow my lip line just because it's a little bit bigger than my top lip. And in the center of my lip, I will apply the Sleek Matte Me in the shade Feels and blend it with my finger. And this is the look all complete. Just a glam cat eye that I feel like is very flattering for any occasion, especially a night out or even a date night. It really has the power to transform the eye, and I don't know, for me this kind of a look gives me a more, confident, fierce attitude. Anyways, let me know what you think. Have you tried this kind of a look? I feel like this could be everyone's go-to because it's just so flattering. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye!